Hey, it's Brian Ponder, Brian the Credit Lawyer. Today we're going to talk about business funding tips. A lot of you know me as a credit lawyer, but I wear many hats. I'm a funding broker, real estate broker, former healthcare professional. So I wear many hats. Today we're going to help you understand how to get business funding. I've been a commercial business funding broker for less than a year now, and I'm seeing a trend of things that get people approved quickly and some things that get people ultimately denied. And I want to give you some tips. The first tip is, in order to get business funding, one, you need a business entity. Okay, what that means is you need to actually have registered your business entity in your Secretary of State in your respective state and obtained an IRS EIN, which stands for Employment Identification Number. So I know it sounds sort of intuitive, but you do need a business. You can't be a sole proprietor. Sole proprietor is basically a person or an individual doing business. You need an actual business entity structure that's been duly filed in your state and that's active. So if you already have a business and you haven't paid your annual fees in your state, your business may become inactive. You need to make sure your business is active in your state. All right. The next thing is you need to have a business bank account. Okay. A business bank account is a bank account in the name of your business entity, and what's more important is your business cash flow needs to flow through that account. So if you're getting paid in the course and scope of your business activity, your money needs to go into that account. If you have payment processing, meaning maybe you sell products or services and people pay by credit card, and you have a processing service, there are many. That service needs to be attached to where that income, business income from payments, goes into this business bank account. You want all your money flowing through that account. Most people will tell you, well, I'm not going to talk about most people will tell you, but Cash App, PayPal, and things like that, those are not business bank accounts. I will say it's nothing wrong with having those convenient payment methods in the event that you may get paid through those particular processing companies or processors. But the money that's processed through or received through Cash App or PayPal or something like that, Stripe, needs to flow from there into that business bank account, okay, on a regular basis. Don't keep money in those processing companies. If you're going to use those to receive payment, I don't see a problem with it, but make sure that money is deposited into the business bank account. Reason being is when you get funding, you're going to have to show sufficient business cash flow on a regular basis to qualify for certain funding. And you don't want money sitting outside of your business bank account because it's not going to reflect income for your business. So you want to have that set up. Okay? Next, have your personal credit in order. What I mean by that is business funding is for your business, but lenders, even private lenders, like I do private funding for businesses. Even private lenders will look at the principles of the business to see what their credit score is, even though it's business funding. And even though you have great business credit, they are going to look, because ultimately the principles of the business are responsible for these funds being allocated for the business and things like that. They want to make sure it's in good hands. So even though you're getting business funding, your personal credit does need to be in order. What is considered in order? Well, I would say you want to be above a 680 FICO score, which is not very high, but you want to be above a 680 FICO score. I will note that in the private funding sector that I'm in, we do lend to people that go all the way down to 550 credit score, but understand those funds are a little more aggressive and have to be paid back in a more frequent term. Frequent meaning less than a month. The payments are more frequent than normal, meaning less than a month. You may have to have bi-weekly, weekly, or even daily payments, if you're getting funds where the score is in the 500. So while that's bare minimum 550, you want to make sure you're above a 680 to qualify for various types of funding, where you get to choose the best funding product or funds that fit the needs of your business. Okay? Also, before applying for business funding, have all of these things already. Don't apply for business funding and then do everything I'm telling you. You want to have all of this in order before you even apply for business funding. Your application can be denied for taking too long to provide the necessary documents that I'm going over. If you can't demonstrate that you have these things that I'm talking about, your application may be denied just for that. All right. Next, be sure that you have filed your business and personal tax returns. Okay. All the way up to current. Now, all the way up to current means the last tax year. Clearly, you're not going to have your 2024 tax return, because that year is still here, and you don't have tax return is due for this year yet. So, but be sure to be current. And so if you're applying for funding now, you want to be sure to have filed all the way up to 2023, because depending on what kind of funding you get, you may be asked for your business tax returns up to 2023. Okay, it may be 2 years. The last 2 years, 2022, 2023, for example, they may want to see that. Also, file your personal tax returns. Okay, and even if you don't take a lot of personal income out of your businesses, you still want to file and have your personal tax returns available. That's going to be very, very important. Okay, now those are basics. And if you have a business plan, okay, for these funds, be able to support that you have experience. So if you're in real estate and you're looking to build 10 homes, be prepared to show a track record to show that you know how to build homes, okay? That's going to be very important. You may be asked for a track record. All right, those are your tips be sure to have that all available and get your funding.